Welcome to the gateway of ethical, compliant, and future-ready agri-supply chain expertise. This course is designed to elevate your understanding and skills in sustainable coffee and cocoa farming compliance. Sustainable coffee and cocoa farming compliance is crucial for addressing the challenges of agriculture, sustainability, and supply chain management. This course will equip you with the knowledge to navigate the complexities of environmental regulations and market demands. Coffee and cocoa are central to the global sustainability crisis due to their massive scale of production. Issues like deforestation, child labor, and farmer poverty are prevalent, making compliance a critical obligation for organizations worldwide. The regulatory landscape for coffee and cocoa has been transformed by new directives and acts, making environmental and social standards legally binding. These regulations are reshaping the global trade, disqualifying non-compliant suppliers. The coffee supply chain is vast and complex, involving millions of smallholders and a significant retail market. From farm to cup, understanding this chain is essential for sustainability compliance professionals. Cocoa's supply chain is equally complex, with smallholder farmers at its core. The challenges of compliance are significant, requiring professionals to master the intricacies of this demanding industry. This course is tailored for corporate sustainability managers, auditors, development sector professionals, and government officials. It provides the tools needed to engage with sustainability dimensions at an advanced level. Environmental and social compliance in coffee and cocoa industries are deeply interconnected. Addressing deforestation, child labor, and climate resilience simultaneously is crucial for sustainable development. Certification standards like Rainforest Alliance, Fair Trade, and organic certification play a vital role in driving compliance. Understanding these standards is key to navigating the complexities of coffee and cocoa industries. Sustainability compliance offers significant business advantages, including supply chain resilience, premium market access, and investor confidence. These benefits are compelling reasons for organizations to invest in compliance. Nestlé's initiatives in coffee and cocoa sourcing demonstrate the importance of compliance. Their focus on farmer training, social programs, and traceability highlights the practical application of sustainability principles. Sustainable coffee and cocoa compliance is a rewarding field with global impact. By gaining expertise, credibility, and insight to effectively transform the coffee and cocoa industries, professionals must grasp the intricate supply chains, sustainability challenges, and economic structures. This understanding is crucial for designing impactful solutions. Coffee production is dominated by Arabica and Robusta varieties, with Brazil leading the way. Understanding the geography and primary species is essential for navigating the global coffee market. Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana are key players in cocoa production, contributing to over 60% of the world's supply. The concentration of production poses systemic risks that need careful management. From farm to cup, the coffee supply chain involves multiple stages, each adding value and complexity. Understanding this journey is vital for ensuring quality and sustainability. The journey from pod to chocolate involves several critical stages, from farm level to manufacturing. Major processors and manufacturers play key roles in ensuring sustainability and transparency. Deforestation is a significant issue linked to coffee and cocoa expansion. Compliance with deforestation laws is now a legal obligation, emphasizing the need for sustainable practices. Farmer poverty is a persistent challenge in the coffee and cocoa industries. Bridging the income gap requires innovative solutions like price premiums and income diversification. Child labor remains a critical issue, particularly in West Africa. Addressing this requires comprehensive programs that integrate education, enforcement, and community support. Climate change poses a severe threat to coffee and cocoa production, with rising temperatures and extreme weather impacting yields. Resilience programs and strategic planning are essential. Barry Callebaut's Forever Chocolate program exemplifies a comprehensive approach to sustainability, addressing deforestation, child labor, and income inequality with ambitious commitments. Understanding the complexities of the coffee and cocoa industries is foundational for compliance excellence. This knowledge supports effective strategies and sustainable practices. You can lead with confidence in this evolving landscape. Begin your journey with CDG training and become the compliance professional the industry needs. The global coffee and cocoa industries are governed by a complex ecosystem of sustainability frameworks and certification standards. Understanding these standards is essential for professionals involved in design, implementation, and auditing within these industries. Voluntary Sustainability Standards, or VSS, play a crucial role in defining the sustainability landscape for coffee and cocoa. They provide a framework for assessing long-term environmental and social impacts, focusing on measurable outcomes and checklist audits. The Rainforest Alliance is a leading certification standard in the coffee and cocoa sectors, emphasizing deforestation-free practices, labor rights, pest management, and biodiversity. Its strong environmental criteria make it a preferred choice for buyers. Fair trade certification prioritizes economic justice and social equity, offering price guarantees and premiums to protect farmers. It emphasizes democratic governance and compliance with labor standards, ensuring fair treatment and safety. Organic certification prohibits synthetic inputs and emphasizes natural management methods. It requires a 3-year conversion period and often combines with other certifications to enhance sustainability outcomes. UTZ Certified, founded in 1997, has transitioned into the Rainforest Alliance, unifying standards to streamline certification processes. This merger enhances the ability to support sustainable supply chains globally. The 4C Association establishes a baseline for sustainable coffee supply chains, using a traffic light system to categorize practices. It promotes best practices and has been widely adopted by major coffee buyers. Sector-specific initiatives like Cocoa Action, Voice Network, and IDH coordinate efforts to tackle unique challenges in the coffee and cocoa sectors. These initiatives bring together companies and stakeholders to drive industry-wide sustainability. A significant trend is the convergence of voluntary certification standards with mandatory regulations. This alignment provides compliance advantages and strategic insights for organizations aiming to enhance their sustainability practices. Mondelez International's Cocoa Life program is a sustainable sourcing initiative that supports farmers across 6 countries. It focuses on good agricultural practices, community development, and environmental sustainability. Mastering sustainability certification involves understanding standards, audits, and the convergence of frameworks. Engaging with initiatives like Cocoa Action and Voice Network is crucial for professionals aiming to navigate the evolving landscape effectively. Deforestation-free supply chains are crucial for the planet's climate stability and the long-term viability of industries. This chapter explores how these supply chains are defined, measured, and enforced, focusing on sustainable coffee and cocoa production. Before sourcing deforestation-free products, it's essential to understand what deforestation means in regulatory contexts. Different frameworks have unique definitions, impacting compliance requirements significantly. The link between deforestation and coffee and cocoa production is well documented. Millions of hectares have been lost, impacting biodiversity and contributing to environmental crises in regions like Indonesia and Côte d'Ivoire. Despite corporate commitments to zero deforestation, challenges remain. Verified supply chain deforestation elimination is elusive, especially in remote tropical areas with complex supply chains. Farm-level mapping is essential for deforestation compliance, involving satellite analysis and GPS data. This technical foundation helps identify and manage deforested areas effectively. Advanced geospatial monitoring systems are vital for detecting deforestation. These systems use satellite imagery to analyze vegetation changes, providing crucial data for compliance professionals. Achieving deforestation-free compliance requires documented traceability and a secure chain of custody. This ensures that products are sourced sustainably and meet regulatory standards. Jurisdictional approaches offer a scalable strategy for deforestation-free sourcing. By focusing on entire political jurisdictions, these approaches simplify compliance and reduce the burden on suppliers. Addressing non-compliance involves identifying gaps, providing support, and establishing improvement pathways. This proactive engagement is crucial for sustainable deforestation-free practices. The Cocoa and Forests Initiative exemplifies successful corporate commitment to deforestation elimination. With significant global sourcing coverage, it highlights effective monitoring and verification strategies. Deforestation-free compliance relies on farm-level mapping, satellite monitoring, traceable supply chains, and farmer engagement. These elements ensure real protection for coffee and cocoa growing landscapes. The EU Deforestation Regulation, or EUDR, is a pivotal piece of legislation affecting the coffee and cocoa industries. This comprehensive guide is designed for sustainability compliance professionals, focusing on the regulation's significant impact on these commodities. The EUDR was established by the European Parliament and Council in May 2023, aiming to combat global deforestation linked to forest risk commodities. It seeks to minimize the EU's contribution to deforestation, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and protect biodiversity, with a formal designation as Regulation EU 2023-1115. The EUDR applies to 7 commodity groups, including coffee and cocoa, and defines obligations for market participants. It affects operators, traders, and small enterprises, ensuring compliance across the supply chain. EUDR compliance involves 3 key pillars: information collection, risk assessment, and risk mitigation. These steps ensure that commodities entering the EU market are deforestation-free, with a focus on transparency and accountability. The due diligence statement is a crucial compliance document confirming that all regulatory requirements have been met. It transforms sourcing from voluntary self-declaration to legally binding documentation, ensuring transparency in the supply chain. The EUDR's benchmarking system classifies countries into low, standard, and high-risk categories based on deforestation levels. This classification impacts compliance obligations and has significant commercial implications for exporting countries. The EUDR was formally adopted in May 2023, with compliance deadlines extending to 2026. The timeline reflects the complexity of implementation, emphasizing the need for precise data collection and regulatory readiness. Countries like Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, major suppliers of cocoa, face significant compliance challenges. The regulation prompts debates on equity and incentives, highlighting the need for balanced approaches to compliance and market access. Building an EUDR compliance system involves supply chain mapping, gap analysis, supplier engagement, system implementation, and ongoing monitoring. These steps ensure that operators meet regulatory requirements effectively. Sucafina, a global coffee trader, exemplifies EUDR readiness through strategic approaches like early investment in farm-level traceability and digital compliance platforms. Their proactive customer engagement sets a benchmark for industry compliance. The EUDR is reshaping global supply chains, emphasizing the need for compliance professionals to master requirements, build systems, and lead organizations. It's a call to action for sustainable agriculture compliance. Every cup of coffee and chocolate begins in the soil. The health and fertility of this soil are crucial for the quality of crops and the sustainability of farming systems. CDG training emphasizes the importance of soil health and agrochemical compliance in sustainable agriculture. Soil health in coffee and cocoa farming is defined by organic matter, pH, texture, and biological diversity. These factors influence nutrient availability, water retention, and plant health, making regular soil testing essential for sustainable management. Soil degradation in coffee and cocoa farming is caused by erosion, compaction, acidification, and organic matter depletion. These issues arise from poor agricultural practices and have significant impacts on productivity and sustainability. Integrated soil fertility management combines organic and mineral fertilizers to enhance soil health in coffee and cocoa farming. This approach is endorsed by leading sustainability standards to improve yield and soil structure. Pesticide use in coffee and cocoa farming poses threats to the environment and health. Compliance with regulations and the use of safer alternatives are crucial to mitigate these risks. Integrated pest management reduces reliance on synthetic pesticides by using biological, cultural, and mechanical methods. This approach is promoted by Rainforest Alliance and Fair Trade for Sustainable Pest Control. Fertilizer compliance in coffee and cocoa farming involves systematic nutrient management to prevent emissions and maintain soil fertility. This includes soil testing, nutrient plans, and environmental compliance. Soil erosion control is essential in sustainable farming. Practices like contour planting and riparian buffer zones help manage runoff and protect soil health, ensuring compliance with certification standards. A case study in Honduras shows how soil health restoration can significantly improve coffee yields and soil organic matter. This example highlights the benefits of sustainable practices in farming communities. The key takeaway is to assess, protect, restore, and comply with sustainable practices in coffee and cocoa farming. These actions ensure long-term productivity and environmental health. Water, weather, and the future of tropical agriculture are intertwined in the journey of coffee and cocoa farming. This chapter delves into the pressing environmental compliance challenges these supply chains face today. The water footprint of coffee and cocoa production is significant, with 21,000 liters needed for roasted coffee and 27,000 liters for chocolate. This includes green water from rainfall, blue water from irrigation, and gray water for pollution control. Wet processing in coffee involves several stages, each impacting water quality. From pulping to drying, each step requires careful management to prevent oxygen depletion, drinking water contamination, and toxic gas generation. Water stewardship in farming demands a holistic approach, integrating local community needs and environmental standards. Understanding, engaging, implementing, and demonstrating are key to effective catchment level management. Climate change poses a threat to coffee production, with Arabica's narrowed temperature window and altitude compression in East Africa. Coffee leaf rust expansion further complicates the situation, demanding immediate professional action. Cocoa production faces challenges from temperature stress in West Africa to rainfall variability. Diseases like black pod and risks like El Niño droughts highlight the urgent need for adaptive strategies in cocoa farming. Building climate resilience involves agroforestry, varietal diversification, water harvesting, and crop diversification. These strategies help farming systems anticipate, withstand, and recover from climate-related shocks. Major coffee and cocoa companies are integrating climate resilience into their supply chains. Programs like Starbucks Global Farmer Fund and Hershey's Cocoa for Good emphasize the importance of sustainable farming communities. The Kenyan Planters Cooperative Union showcases practical interventions like water recycling, shade tree distribution, and measurable outcomes to enhance climate resilience and water efficiency in coffee farming. Water stewardship, climate resilience, and professional mastery are pillars of sustainable farming. These elements ensure the longevity of tropical agriculture systems, supporting communities and the environment. Sustainability in coffee and cocoa supply chains requires more than just environmental compliance. A farming system that protects forests and manages water responsibly must also address the poverty faced by farming families. The living income concept has emerged as a key element in ensuring ethical supply chains, focusing on sustainable compliance and advancing toward ethical sourcing. Living income is a benchmark for economic sustainability, defined by a collaborative platform that includes Fair Trade International and other organizations. It ensures that households can afford a decent standard of living, distinct from a living wage. This includes nutritious food, clean water, decent housing, and access to education and healthcare. The living income gap in coffee and cocoa origins highlights a concerning disparity. In Ghana, the gap is significant, with farmers earning far less than the living income benchmark. Côte d'Ivoire faces similar challenges, affecting millions of farming families. This gap underscores the need for sustainable solutions. Understanding the living income gap requires examining its root causes, such as low farm productivity and small farm sizes. Commodity price volatility and power imbalances in value distribution also contribute significantly. Addressing these issues is crucial for closing the income gap. Various price mechanisms, including fair trade minimum prices and sustainability certification premiums, have been developed to address the living income gap. Direct trade models and living income differential payments are innovative approaches that offer promising solutions for economic sustainability in the sector. Improving productivity is fundamental to closing the living income gap. Coffee and cocoa productivity programs can significantly increase yields, enhancing farmers' incomes. By integrating productivity improvements with price mechanisms, child labor and forced labor in the cocoa and coffee industries are pressing human rights issues that demand urgent attention. These practices persist in the supply chains of some of the world's most beloved consumer products. Understanding child labor in the context of cocoa supply chains requires a clear grasp of international standards. ILO Conventions 138 and 182 define the legal and ethical boundaries, distinguishing between acceptable work and hazardous child labor. Child labor in cocoa farming is widespread, with 1.56 million children involved in hazardous work. Despite efforts like the Harkin-Engel Protocol, the issue persists, highlighting the need for effective monitoring and remediation. While less visible, child labor in coffee farming is a significant issue across regions like Central America, Ethiopia, and Vietnam. Seasonal labor and family involvement contribute to this hidden problem. Child labor monitoring and remediation systems, CLMRS, are crucial for addressing child labor in supply chains. These systems focus on identification, remediation, and follow-up, involving community monitoring and support. Forced labor is defined by ILO Convention 29 and involves various forms of coercion. Indicators include debt bondage, deception, and physical violence, highlighting the complex nature of this human rights violation. Human rights due diligence regulations are evolving globally, with countries like France, Germany, and the US implementing laws to ensure ethical practices in supply chains. The EU is also moving towards comprehensive regulations. Social auditing is essential for assessing labor practices and ensuring compliance with standards. It involves document reviews, worker interviews, and physical site inspections, despite facing methodological limitations. Grievance mechanisms empower workers to report violations and seek redress. Effective systems require understanding community dynamics and ensuring confidentiality and accessibility. Nestlé's CLMRS in Côte d'Ivoire exemplifies a comprehensive approach to tackling child labor. The program includes tiered remediation and independent assessments, demonstrating commitment to sustainable change. Addressing child and forced labor requires rigorous monitoring, genuine remediation, systemic economic support, and professional commitment. These elements are crucial for sustainable change in supply chains. Farmers can achieve a sustainable living income. In the coffee and cocoa industries, supply chain transparency has evolved from a premium feature to a fundamental compliance requirement. Traceability is the backbone of sustainable agriculture, ensuring deforestation-free sourcing, child labor monitoring, living income progress, and carbon footprint management. Traceability in agriculture is about tracking the flow of products through specified stages of production, processing, and distribution. It serves multiple purposes, including verification, supporting sustainable sourcing, and facilitating quality management. Understanding when and how to apply traceability is crucial for compliance. Every traceability system begins at the farm level, where accurate data about farming households and production areas is collected. This data is essential for assessing supply chain transparency and includes farmer identification, location, characterization, production, and input use data. Digital tools and mobile internet connectivity have transformed data collection in rural areas, enhancing the speed, accuracy, and cost-effectiveness of information gathering. Key platforms include smartphones and tablets, which support offline data collection, QR code systems, and connected data infrastructure. Satellite and remote sensing technologies are revolutionizing supply chain traceability by enabling the verification of farm location data, crop conditions, and deforestation alerts. These technologies provide high-resolution imagery and radar data, essential for monitoring and assessment. The market for digital supply chain transparency platforms has grown significantly, offering specialized solutions for traceability, certification, and monitoring. Platforms like SourceMap, SatelliteGene, Meridia, and Olim at Source provide comprehensive tools for managing supply chain data and ensuring compliance. Blockchain technology offers a secure, distributed ledger system for transactions, enhancing supply chain transparency. It addresses data integrity issues and implementation challenges, providing a complementary tool to existing data collection systems in the coffee and cocoa industries. Consumer-facing transparency allows end consumers to access information about the origin, farming practices, and supply chain journey of products. Initiatives like QR code traceability enhance brand differentiation and consumer trust, while providing accountability mechanisms. The Rainforest Alliance's chain of custody certification system ensures rigorous compliance with sustainability frameworks. It involves operator licensing, transaction documentation, internal audits, third-party verification, and digital volume reconciliation, supporting certified coffee production. Supply chain traceability is a professional discipline combining digital tool expertise, operational design, stakeholder engagement, and commodity supply chain knowledge. It is essential for achieving transparency and sustainability in the coffee and cocoa industries. Coffee and cocoa are not just agricultural commodities. They are significant contributors to global greenhouse gas emissions across their entire value chains. From forests cleared for new plantations to the energy consumed during processing, these industries face growing pressure to measure, disclose, reduce, and ultimately eliminate their carbon footprint. The journey of coffee from farm to cup involves emissions at every stage, from land use changes to agricultural practices, processing, and packaging. Understanding these emissions is crucial for effective reduction strategies. Cocoa's journey from pod to bar also involves significant emissions, particularly from dairy ingredients and fermentation processes. Addressing these emissions is essential for sustainable chocolate production. ISO 14067 provides a framework for measuring the carbon footprint of coffee and cocoa products. It emphasizes defining functional units, setting system boundaries, collecting primary data, and communicating results effectively. Agricultural emissions in coffee and cocoa systems come from various sources, including nitrous oxide from fertilizers and methane from organic waste. Accurate data collection and accounting are vital for managing these emissions. Agroforestry systems in coffee and cocoa offer significant carbon sequestration potential. These systems can generate carbon credits and are verified under international standards, providing opportunities for sustainable development. Leading companies in the coffee and cocoa sectors are making net zero commitments, driven by investor pressure and regulatory requirements. These commitments are crucial for sustainable supply chains. Carbon insetting focuses on reducing emissions within the supply chain itself, offering a sustainable finance model for coffee and cocoa. This approach supports projects that generate carbon credits and enhance sustainability. Nespresso's program in Colombia showcases effective carbon footprint reduction through farm-level assessments, targeted interventions, and verified impact. This comprehensive approach supports sustainable coffee production. Carbon footprinting and GHG management in agricultural supply chains are technically demanding but commercially consequential. Professionals mastering these areas are creating the climate solutions that the global food system urgently needs. Explore the intricate relationship between biodiversity conservation and agroforestry in coffee and cocoa landscapes, where these ecosystems are among the most biodiverse on Earth. Learn about the paradox of these crops being both a threat and a necessity for biodiversity, and why understanding this balance is crucial for sustainable agriculture. Biodiversity in coffee and cocoa farming landscapes provides essential ecosystem services like pollination, pest control, watershed regulation, and genetic diversity. These services are vital for maintaining healthy and productive agricultural systems, emphasizing the importance of biodiversity in these landscapes. Sustainability certification standards in coffee and cocoa sectors include biodiversity protection requirements. These standards, like the Rainforest Alliance, ensure that biodiversity is preserved alongside agricultural production, promoting sustainable farming practices. High conservation value areas are crucial for protecting significant biodiversity, rare ecosystems, and essential ecosystem services. Identifying and safeguarding these areas help maintain ecological balance and support local communities. Agroforestry integrates trees into farming systems, enhancing biodiversity and sustainability in coffee and cocoa landscapes. This approach supports ecological resilience and sustainable development, making it a key strategy in these regions. The design of agroforestry systems depends on selecting appropriate shade tree species, which influence ecological and economic outcomes. This selection process is vital for optimizing biodiversity and productivity in coffee and cocoa landscapes. Monitoring biodiversity in coffee and cocoa landscapes involves tracking bird populations, shade tree diversity, pollinator activity, and high conservation value areas. These efforts ensure compliance with biodiversity standards and support sustainable farming. Emerging regulatory frameworks like the EU Biodiversity Strategy and the coming Montreal Framework are shaping biodiversity compliance in coffee and cocoa sectors. These regulations aim to restore ecosystems and enhance biodiversity protection. The bird-friendly coffee certification exemplifies how biodiversity monitoring and standard setting can be integrated into commercial certification systems, promoting environmentally sustainable coffee production. Biodiversity is the foundation of sustainable coffee and cocoa farming. Mastering the science, understanding standards, and applying them in practice ensures the protection of these vital ecosystems and supports resilient agricultural systems. Sustainable agriculture relies on rigorous auditing and verification systems to ensure compliance with standards, enhancing environmental, social, and economic outcomes. This discipline is crucial for improving farmer incomes and ensuring ethical practices. Sustainability auditing in coffee and cocoa involves multiple levels, from farm-level audits to corporate assessments, creating a comprehensive compliance system. Understanding these levels is essential for effective auditing. Certification bodies like the ISEAL Alliance set standards for sustainability, requiring auditors to meet technical, training, and field experience requirements. This ensures credible and impartial audits. Farm-level audits follow a structured methodology, starting with pre-audit activities and ending with closing meetings. This process ensures thorough evaluation and compliance with sustainability standards. Social audits face challenges like farm preparation, power imbalances, and cultural barriers. Addressing these requires more robust approaches to ensure audits reflect reality and drive improvements. Environmental compliance assessments evaluate farming practices using document reviews, field inspections, and interviews. This comprehensive approach ensures adherence to environmental standards. Risk-based auditing focuses on high-risk areas like forest proximity and ownership changes. Sampling strategies ensure audits are efficient and effective, targeting significant risks. Technology enhances compliance assessments with tools like GPS and AI, improving efficiency and accuracy. This integration is crucial for modern sustainable agriculture auditing. The Rainforest Alliance's audit program exemplifies a multi-layered quality assurance system, using technology to improve audit accuracy and consistency. This approach addresses sustainability challenges effectively. Mastering auditing methodology and overcoming challenges are key to effective compliance in sustainable agriculture. Continuous improvement ensures alignment with standards and real-world application. Explore how major food and beverage companies are turning sustainability commitments into real outcomes in coffee and cocoa supply chains. Corporate sustainability commitments are structured around specific, time-bound, comprehensive, transparent, and independently verified targets. These elements ensure credible and effective progress. Supplier codes of conduct cover environmental, social, economic, and governance requirements, ensuring responsible sourcing and compliance with minimum standards. Science-based targets focus on reducing emissions in coffee and cocoa sectors, emphasizing deforestation elimination, agroforestry, fertilizer use reduction, and farmer productivity. From strategy to implementation, responsible sourcing programs require a systematic design process, including baseline assessment, theory of change, program design, and monitoring. Sustainability reporting has evolved to include comprehensive, standardized, data-driven disclosures, with frameworks like GRI, SASB, and CDP ensuring transparency and accountability. As sustainability becomes a commercial differentiator, the risk of greenwashing grows. Regulatory scrutiny is intensifying to ensure genuine and verified sustainability claims. Addressing sustainability challenges requires collective action through multi-stakeholder platforms, fostering collaboration across diverse groups for impactful solutions. Effective sustainability commitments depend on rigorous measurement and communication of impacts, outcomes, and outputs, ensuring transparency and accountability. Mars Incorporated's Cocoa for Generations program exemplifies a comprehensive approach to sustainability, focusing on thriving farmers, healthy environments, and changing business practices. Sustainability in coffee and cocoa relies on designing, implementing, and verifying strategies that are genuine, lasting, and independently verifiable, transforming corporate commitments into real-world outcomes. Embark on a transformative journey from foundational knowledge to professional recognition in sustainable agriculture compliance. This course equips you with the expertise to navigate the complexities of global coffee and cocoa industries, ensuring you become a leader in sustainable practices. The demand for sustainable agriculture compliance professionals is at an all-time high. With increasing global regulations, professionals are needed to ensure compliance in areas like deforestation, human rights, carbon markets, and green skills growth. Explore diverse career pathways in sustainable coffee and cocoa compliance, from corporate sustainability teams to international development organizations. Each path offers unique opportunities to influence the global value chain. Advanced professionals stand out with a blend of technical, analytical, strategic, and interpersonal skills. These competencies are crucial for navigating the complex landscape of sustainable agriculture compliance. Professional certifications in sustainable agriculture validate expertise and enhance career prospects. From Rainforest Alliance Lead Auditor to CDG Training Certification, these credentials are essential for career advancement. Building a professional profile in sustainable agriculture involves gaining field experience, digital expertise, and engaging with professional communities. Continuous learning and thought leadership are key to success. The future of sustainable coffee and cocoa compliance is shaped by technological advancements, regulatory convergence, and innovative finance. These trends offer exciting opportunities for career growth and impact. Apply your expertise immediately in various sectors, from food and beverage companies to NGOs. Your skills are crucial for addressing compliance challenges and driving sustainable practices. CDG Training offers a comprehensive certification course, fully online and self-paced, allowing you to gain professional credentials recognized globally. Enroll today to advance your career. Experience a fully automated online learning journey with CDG Training. From enrollment to certification, the process is seamless and designed to fit your schedule, ensuring you gain recognized expertise. Discover a real-world example of career transformation through sustainable agriculture certification. See how professionals have advanced their careers and made significant impacts in their fields. Your expertise in sustainable compliance is a commitment to global sustainability. It empowers you to impact farming communities, supply chains, and boardrooms, driving positive change worldwide. Take the next step in your professional journey with CDG Training. Enroll today to validate your expertise and start a new chapter in your career. Thank you for choosing CDG Training as your partner in sustainable agriculture compliance. Together, we advance your career, create impact, and ensure professional excellence.